Hi everyone, I'm super excited to talk to you today about Venu X1, your new advanced health and fitness smartwatch. Let's get into it by talking about the design and the build of Venu X1. Venu X1 was crafted with our largest display to date, 2 inches across, and it's only 8 millimeters thick. On the back, you're going to find a titanium rear case along with our Gen 5 optical heart rate sensor, a built-in LED flashlight, as well as speaker and microphone built in so you can make and take calls from the wrist. Out of the box, Venu X1 comes standard with a comfort fit nylon fabric band, and if you want a silicone band, they are available as optional accessories on Garmin.com. To get the Venu X1 paired, you're going to want to press and hold the power button, which is the top button, for a couple of seconds, and then release. Now that you're prompted with a language menu, go ahead and select the language that works for you, and select yes to pair phone. So you're going to want to go ahead and scan the QR code, which is going to bring you to Garmin Connect, and you can finish the pairing process with the guided prompts. Now that your device is all set up, let's talk about how to navigate through it. So to turn on the display, you have a couple options. You can either tap the display or press either of the buttons. You can even use our gesture mode to turn on the display by rolling your wrist. Next, if you swipe down from the top, you can get into your notification tray. Swiping up gets you out of that. Swiping up from the home page gets you into your glance list. And to exit this, you can either swipe to the right or press the back button. Next, if you want to get into the app drawer and activities list, you would swipe to the left, or you can press the top button, which is enter as well as start. To get into your control menu, you can swipe down, or at any point, you can always press and hold the top button to access the control menu. To exit this, either swipe back or press the back button. Let's take a deeper dive in the glance menu. So to get there from the home page, just swipe up and you'll be presented with a bunch of glances. So what you can quickly see is these can be completely configurable to your liking. You can reorder them or remove them. And let's take a closer look at some of these. So at the top we have the weather glance, which is going to give you obviously weather information. You're going to see hourly, daily, and a couple of different screens that show you trends as well as other information you may find useful like dew point. We also have a sunset and sunrise glance. This is a personal favorite of mine. I can see what time the sun will be coming up for those early morning runs. Next, we have the health glance. Now this is a little bit different in that it is a folder that houses a bunch of other different glances. So tapping into the health glance, you're going to see your sleep score, sleep coach, which gives you kind of an idea of how much sleep you should aim for within your next sleep window. It's also got a nap detection feature within the watch. So if you just take a nap, it'll automatically record that. But if you wanted to manually trigger that, you can go ahead and start a nap from within this glance as well. You're going to see your heart rate, HRV status, steps, as well as pulse ox. So to leave this, you can swipe to the right. The next glance is a training glance, and much like the health glance, it's also a folder that houses a bunch of other glances. So tapping in here, you're going to see our fan favorite feature, training readiness, training status, the performance widget, your last activity, and then hill score and endurance score. So swiping out of there, you're also going to get a glance for your calendar, which is going to show you things like upcoming events and daily suggested workouts if you have those on your device. So today I am getting a suggestion of rest since I ran and rode already. And then you've got a couple of other optional glances that can be pre-configured to your liking as well. If you want to add to this list, you can go ahead and press edit at the bottom and then add. And from within this menu, you will see a myriad of other glances that can be added and customized to your liking. So I'm going to go ahead and add the moon phase glance as well as, let's see here, the intensity minutes glance. Once you're done, scroll to the bottom and hit done, and then just swipe to the right, and you'll see here both of those glances are now in the list. Let's go look at the control menu, and you'll be able to see that you can easily configure and adjust that to your liking as well. So swiping to the right and swiping down, you will see that you're presented with some controls from standard. These can be added to or adjusted to your liking. For this one, you have the power button, find my phone, sleep mode, do not disturb, display lock, as well as the sounds menu where you can control the volume of the sounds on the device. So to edit this list, you're just going to swipe up and hit edit, and you can add, let's go ahead and add alarm clock, battery saver, and then hit done. And you'll see in here now we have those two added to the top. These can be moved around if you don't like the order of them very easily. Once you've put it in a position that you are comfortable with, just hit that done button and then hit done at the top, and you'll see the power button is there ready to go. Next, let's take a look at the app list and activity center. So to access this, you can either swipe to the right or press the top button, which is going to give you a menu that you can scroll through. So within here, you're going to see the Workouts app, which is going to house either workouts that you've downloaded from Garmin Connect for strength, for example, or if you have daily suggested workouts for an upcoming event, they will populate in there as well. You're also going to have a quick access for your map, which on this device, the map looks incredible because the display is so large. You're going to have your phone app, so if you have your Venu X1 paired to a compatible smartphone, you can make and take calls from the wrist by dialing quickly here or going through a contact menu. Next, you're going to see your music app, which is going to allow you to access downloaded music that's on your device when you have one of our third-party CIQ Connect apps pre-installed. So you've got your Spotify app, your Deezer, and Amazon Music app. Next is the clocks menu, which is going to house everything from your alarms all the way down to countdowns and the timers, for example, which I love this new timers menu, looks great. The calculator, which is a on-the-wrist, easy-to-use tip calculator as well. So if you're ever going out to a meal with some friends, say we're going to go get some lunch here in Kansas City, and that's the total, we're going to go ahead and say there was 3 of us, and we're going to do a 20% tip, and so that works out to $14.25 per person. No math needed, which is awesome. Next, you're going to have your wallet. So if you have a compatible bank with Garmin Pay, you can use that on this device. These next 3 features all make use of the microphone and speaker that are built into the device. And so using voice command, you can ask your Venu X1 to complete tasks on your behalf without setting them up. So say start a run, what's the weather, and it will automatically show you the weather or get you to the point where you're going to start a run activity. You also have Phone Assistant, which leverages the assistant on your smartphone, and you'll be able to make use of that. And then the Voice Notes app, which is super cool, launched with Phoenix 8. So say you're out on a run and you wanted to take a note for something that just came into your head, you can do that on the device and then see it when you get done. The Saved menu houses things like courses that are saved on the device, as well as other things. Garmin Share is a feature that allows you to share and send courses and workouts between Garmin devices over Bluetooth. No phone needed. And then obviously the watch face menu, which allows you to customize the device to your liking, whether that be an entire new watch face. As you can see, we have quite a few preloaded on Venu X1. You can also edit the data fields that come preloaded on these. So let's go ahead and dive into that really quick. Go ahead and swipe this little menu out, select data, and then pick a data field that you want to change. So let's go ahead and change this bottom data field to the weather. And then the top one, I would like to be my heart rate. Once you're done, you're going to go ahead and click on the middle of the watch face. And then you can either hit apply or you can change the accent color and the data color. So I really like the color green. So let's go ahead and find one of the green colors. And then the data color obviously needs to match. So we're going to go ahead and go with that. I think that looks quite great. Once you're done and happy with that, just go ahead and hit apply, and there you go. Now let's roll through your activity list. So just like getting into the app menu, swipe to the right, but instead of scrolling through this list, you're going to go ahead and hit activities. From here, you're going to see a list of pre-configured activities that come pre-listed on the device for you. If you want to edit this list, these can be removed if you just click on them, and you can hit the bin button. You can also pin these to the top, so when you first enter the activity list, they kind of show up at the very top there, so you don't have to dive into another level of menu. If you want to add to this, you can scroll down, go to more, and we have over 100 different activity apps pre-installed on the device that covers pretty much everything. No matter what you're getting into, Venu X1 is probably going to have you covered. Everything from trail running to triathlon, even team sports like basketball and volleyball. To get out of this list, you're just going to swipe to the right or press that back button. So now that you have your activity list set up the way you want, let's dive into the activities themselves specifically and set them up so that the data fields are laid out in the way that makes the most sense for you. So swiping to the right, let's jump into the Run menu. From here, you're going to be treated with a couple of different options. So you're going to have a training menu, navigation, run settings, as well as save location and the watch settings. Watch settings is going to bring you into the general settings for the device. So to change and configure the run settings, obviously we're going to select run settings. Within here, you can then select data screens. And so to start off with, you're presented with 4 data fields on the device. And you can go ahead and edit these specifically. Let's go ahead and change this one to overall ahead. And if you want to change the layout, you just press this top right button, hit layout, and I'm going to go ahead and change this to, let's go to 4 like that. Once you're happy with that, you're going to want to go ahead and hit that button again and swipe out. And then to change any of the data fields, you just click on them. It's quite simple. And select the data fields that you want to see. So let's go average heart rate, select this one, and go to elevation so I can see total ascent. Perfect. And then if you want to add more data screens, you just scroll to the bottom, hit add new, and then click on the data field or screen that makes most sense for you. So I'm going to hit elevation, and then there you see the elevation data screen has been added. So one unique thing on Venu X1, obviously, is because of the size of the display, it has a fantastic mapping experience. So I want to make sure you're aware of how to change the layout of the map so that you can also see the data and the map at the same time. So to edit that, you're going to want to go ahead and select layout and swipe through until you see an option that works best for you. I think this side by side looks really great, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then to change the data on the display, you're going to want to just go and click on those, and you can work through them to find whatever makes the most sense for you. So I'm going to change this bottom one to the navigation fields, and let's see the distance to next. There we go, perfect. So once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to go ahead and select, scroll to the bottom, and hit done. So now you can see that new layout is set up for the map. And then once you're done with all these changes, make sure you scroll to the bottom and hit done. You don't want to jump out of that too early, or you will have to start again. From within the Run Settings menu, there are some other settings I wanted to quickly mention. So you have alerts where you can set up custom alerts such as eat and drink, which are super helpful for those of you out on those longer runs or rides, as well as alerts for your heart rate, whether you're trying to stay within a specific zone or pace, time, and distance. We also have the laps settings, so if you wanted to change how your device automatically takes splits, you can change the auto lap to use distance or position, as well as change the automatic distance that it does take those lap splits at. The lap key on and off, you're going to make sure if you're trying to take splits during your run that you keep it on. That is the bottom right button is your lap button. And then the lap alert is also a way that you can edit the screen that shows up when the device takes a lap. So you could change it to say whatever you would like. Next, you're going to be provided options to change the map settings as well as map layers, as well as how the device typically will route, and various other settings which are applicable to this activity. Now that we're back in the run activity staging area, there's another app or a couple apps I wanted to make sure that we don't miss before we go back to the home screen. So the first one is the training app, and selecting this, you're going to be presented with a variety of different options that make it easy for you to get out and get a workout in. So there is quick workout, which is going to give you some pre-configured options. If you wanted to just go out and do some quick intervals, you can easily build those out within here. The workout library is going to house things like workout plans that have been downloaded from Garmin Connect or daily suggested workouts. The training calendar is going to show you a list of the workouts that you have coming up within the next couple of days, as well as Pace Pro plans, so you can build a plan for executing a run or a race, for example, in a specific way, whether you want to do a negative split or a positive split, as well as Strava Live segments, and you can also race against a past activity. The next is your navigation settings, which is going to give you options to either go and look at saved locations, courses on there, and then the Explore Nearby function, which is going to use the built-in maps on the device to give you an option to navigate to and from things that are close to your vicinity. And so if I go ahead and search all, I can find things such as coffee shops, cafes, gas stations, and quickly navigate to those, which is really handy if you're out and trying to navigate in an urban environment. And so, like, for example, let's go down to coffee and tea and see what's near here. Let's go and say, take me to this Starbucks. And then from here, the Venu X1 will calculate a map and route, based upon the running activity profile that I can then get turn-by-turn directions on the wrist and get to Starbucks from Garmin, which is a really cool feature. And this is doing it all on the device, no phone needed. So as you can see here, it's devised a course, and it will give me the option to follow. And you can quickly see, if we scroll into the activity itself, those turn-by-turn directions and map that's already ready to go. So very cool feature. And if we get back into the menu, you can also create courses using the built-in maps on the device, as well as round-trip courses. And what's awesome about these round-trip courses is that they dynamically adjust based upon your route. So say you want to make a 5-mile course in any direction, it's going to go ahead and build 3 courses for me using the device itself, no phone needed. And then I can go out and run, and if I want to deviate from the course, it will recalculate the rest of the course to make sure that I complete it within that 5-mile prerequisite. And you can even go ahead and navigate previous activities. So say you've done like a loop or at a trail that you're not super familiar with, but you've done it once in the past, you can roll through your previous activity list and select that activity and follow that course from there as well. So those are a couple of the things within the Running and Activities app that are super helpful, and we wanted to make sure you knew. One of the standout features of Venu X1 is the mapping experience due to the size of the display and how bright and crisp it is. So to get to the map, swipe to the right and hit Map. From here, you're going to see the map in all of its glory. To navigate this, you can just click on it and swipe around. You can zoom in and out by pinching. You can also zoom in and out by scrolling on the side. To access the menu on the map, you can go ahead and hit the little hamburger menu at the top, which is going to give you a couple of different options. At the top, you're going to be provided with an option to navigate from right within the map app. This is going to be kind of similar to the way we were talking about off the Run menu, where you can explore nearby, create courses, and it's going to prompt you to select an activity before building that course, so it's appropriate. Next in that list is the map layers option. So you can change the map type, whether you just want it to be the base map or topo active, or even download more apps. Just a note, Venu X1 is compatible with Outdoor Maps Plus. So if you want really, really high res mapping experience, that is an option for you. You can also make a variety of other adjustments to the mapping experience and set it up exactly the way that you'd like. The map settings option is here, so you can either use the system settings or have a custom experience just for within the map manager. I'm just going to allow it to follow the system settings. And then, as I kind of mentioned before, you can download more maps. Make sure you have it set up on a Wi-Fi network to do this, or use Garmin Express. To exit the map, you can either hit this X in the top left button, the back button, or even palm the device, and it will take you back to the home screen. Another great feature on Venu X1 is the golf feature. To see this, you're going to want to go ahead and dive into your activity menu, go to the outdoor list and hit golf. I'm going to go ahead and skip GPS since I'm inside a building. And from here, you're going to go ahead and see a bunch of the nearby golf courses. So let's go ahead and select St. Andrews. And then it's going to give you an option to select your driver distance. So obviously 320 yards. We're not going to keep score. And we are going to tee off from the black tees, so right at the back. From here, you're going to be shown a really beautiful, easy to read and easy to use display that also shows you full vector golf maps on one side, as well as all the information on the other side. You can also access the menu by pressing this top button, which is going to give you an option to see the green. And then you can go move the pin around if you want to. You can hit back and then get back into the menu again. The virtual caddy, you can change to the next hole if you want to see what's coming up, as well as a variety of other options as you might be familiar with the rest of our golf products. The Venu X1 has the same level of golf features as the Approach S70. So, a great experience. To exit this, you can go ahead and select the menu and end the round. All right. Thanks for joining us for Beyond the Basics with Venu X1. We hope you're as excited as we are. For more information on this device, please visit Garmin.com.